So what I like to do with a UV is thread in the fittings first. They come pre-taped from the factory here. I'm not going to use a tool, or I'm just going to hand tighten them now for a demonstration, but you should tighten them down with a wrench. The next thing I like to do is install these plastic clips. Now the top of an EX1000 or a GX1000 has these 1/4-20 1/2-inch long black oxide stainless socket cap screws, and they're there just for these clips or a flow box. And we're going to install it on the EX so you can see better, and we're just going to back out these 1/4-20s. We're going to put them, thread them through the clip like that, put them on top, like so. Real simple. Now I like to mount the UV. I like to do this before I put the bulb in it, so you don't shake, the shaking of the UV and the vibration doesn't hurt the bulb. And I just give a slight twist clockwise just to make sure my caps are on tight, and they are. Don't twist too hard. There's a glass sleeve inside. It's replaceable, but let's not break it. And I just clip it over like that. Now you're going to wind these fittings in further than I am, but they're going to be like that. The next thing I like to do is put the bulb in. The bulb comes in a protective round cardboard envelope. Now one of the key things with these bulbs is don't touch them. You can touch the ceramic jacket on the ends where the electrodes go in, but don't touch the bulb itself. The oil from your fingers will get on it and decrease its life. And you can slide that bulb right in. Like so. What you'll have to do next is take the transformer and take the bulb end of it. It's a 4-pin fitting. It only goes on one way, so you can't screw it up. And you'll slide it in. You'll feel it seat against the other opposite cap, and at that point you can slide this plastic cap over the top, push the cord in so the bulb is all the way in, and you're ready to go. Now you can take the tubing and go right into the UV, but we also give you these stem elbows that you can push in for a cleaner installation. Plumbing wise, on a UV filter, all there really is to do is to take the output tube, which goes to your tank. This is the RO output coming out of the ASV. Take your permeate or RO output line and plumb it into any side of the UV you wish. UVs are bidirectional. The water just needs to move past the light so it can come in from this side or this side. So I plumbed the RO output from the membrane after the ASV into this side of the UV and simply go out of here to the tank. It's that simple. These ultraviolet lights take 120 volts main supply. One of the great features of them is they have a little green light on the end of the ballast here. When the bulb is working and you plug it into a 120 volt main supply, that green light's going to come on. If the bulb fails, that green light will not come on, and that tells you this bulb is not working. So occasionally look at the UV ballast, make sure the green light's illuminated, and to know that your UV is actually working. And we're going to plumb it in right now, plug it in, and you can see there's a little green light right there. So we know the bulb's working. Some key things to remember. One, never look at the bulb directly. Don't light this bulb with it out of the housing and look at it. It's ultraviolet light, it can harm your eyes. You want to know if it's working? Look at the ballast and look at the green light on the ballast. Another thing is, never flow more water through it than it can handle. This is a UV6010. It's made for a GX or EX600 and 1000, which flows maximum 1.4 gallons a minute. So never overflow the UV. There won't be enough contact time between the water and the light to neutralize the bacteria and microorganisms, and so it will be ineffective. So always have a UV flowing a little higher than what you need, which is the perfect marriage here with a 2 gallon a minute UV and a water filter with a maximum flow rate of about 1.4 gallons a minute. Never shut the UV off. If you're using a UV light and you turn it off, then bacteria in one of the sides of the UV could swim this way. Did you know bacteria actually swim? And come through the light without being eradicated and get into the tank. So you have to keep the light on always. This way any bacteria that comes into one side of the UV cannot get out the other. Another thing to mention is replace this lamp once a year. It's just a lamp after all, and the efficiency of lamps go down with time. The electrodes get burnt and charred. So after 1 year, simply pull the bulb out and put a new bulb in